Good morning, YouTube, and hello to all the YouTube world, and everyone that are waiting with bated breath this morning to hear another one of my ecstatic, exciting, enchanting, and thrilling, and adventure-filled programs. I'm going to give you the real scoop on the news and the real scoop on your health and the real scoop on your prosperity and let you know how that you can achieve all health, healing, prosperity, and happiness in your life. And it's so wonderful to be able to get on here and do this. And it's such a marvelous day today. Such an enchanting day outside. I mean, the trees are enchanting. The flowers are enchanting. It's like the enchanted forest. I mean, the weather is so nice. I mean, you get up in the morning and it's like 60 degrees. And then it gets to only like 75 or 80 in the afternoon. And all this wonderful fall weather here in Texas. We have some marvelous weather in October and all through. And then a lot of times all through the winter, there's Indian summer days where we have nice weather, and it's just so marvelous. And I enjoy this time of year. And you have the holidays coming up, Thanksgiving and all. So many things coming up. So marvelous Christmas, so we got a lot of things to look forward to, but we need to continue to think about shining that light of immortality, reaching out into this world with that great shining light. And we want to keep doing that. We want to every day, we want to come in here with videos which will brighten up your life and begin to help you to shine that light into the world that is going to change this world into a more prosperous world. And our consciousness is rising around the world. And if you open up your mind and begin to turn to infinite mind, you'll be able to feel all that consciousness rising around the world. And like right now, I can just feel consciousness rising around the world as I begin to tune in to infinite mind. I can just feel people's consciousness on all of the countries of the world, all through Europe and India and Asia, Australia, Canada, in North Korea, South Korea, all over the China and all over the world. I can feel people's consciousness just rising. I mean, I could name every country in the world and it would be true, because there's people in every country that are raising their consciousness. And I'm just that's going to bring this whole country, this whole world together in a prosperity like we can't even believe or imagine right now. But it's coming. There's an infinite amount of light, so we should begin to turn to it today. It is all present and all powerful. All we have to do is receive it. All we have to do is lift our consciousness to it. Then it'll begin to flood us with more happiness and joy and thrill and ecstasy than we could ever bring ourselves to believe until we actually feel it flooding in. And so let us get into that spirit and let it flood in this morning. Let us flood in and let it energize us. Let us heal us. Let us lift us up. Let us give us more creativity. Let it give us more ideas about how to write our books and do our paintings, and more ideas about how to build those buildings, and more ideas about to create all kinds of literary work and create all kinds of new inventions and all kinds of new innovation, and let it all begin to flow now. All those innovative thoughts, all those creative thoughts are flowing now. I can feel them coming around the world. All people are lifting their minds to that innovation and innovative and creative thought. And it's a sad thing then when we think about it that there's a few people that refuse to lift their consciousness because there's so much here. There's so much here for them to receive if they will just begin to lift their consciousness. And more people are doing that all the time. But we need to spend more time in a receptive mode. Get into that reflective mode, that receptive mode, that meditative mode, and begin to turn to infinite mind and let it send you all of those thoughts by direct perception, all those thoughts from throughout the universe. Tune in to this universe. Tune into the whole universe and receive the thoughts that are coming. Listen for the light. It is there abundantly. We have to take these truths then that we're receiving from infinite mind right now. And as we get into this reflective state, we begin to receive all these great truths. We have to then take these truths and magnify and multiply the joy and ecstatic nature of them to where they can penetrate the veil of our physical fears and penetrate the veil of our false, elusive sense of limitation and penetrate the veil of our areas of less than total abundant health and areas of sickness that may need to be healed, to penetrate that veil of sickness and disease and raise us up from the beds of affliction, raise us up from those times when we're not feeling quite up to all the great abundant sunshiny feeling that we ought to be feeling, the buoyant, ebullient feeling that we naturally should have. We should naturally be buoyant and ebullient in our thoughts all the time. But if we let a little item of sickness or fear or dread or limitation pull us down, then we got to get into this receptive mode and begin to receive these marvelous thoughts so they can bring us up out of that negative thinking. And we will be still and know and exercise the lens of our spiritual vision. And I hope you can see that beautiful smile there on that wonderful lady there, and begin to get into the spirit of that, and you really will start getting happy. Yes, we need to exercise our vision and awareness to where reality can get through the illusion. We've got to destroy that illusion, by lifting up reality. And realizing now, one of the ways we do that is to realize right now that we are totally immortal and have complete access to infinite mind and all powerful love that will come in and dissipate and displace and dispel all the darkness and illusion. It is all available to come in and dispel all that darkness and delusion which may be coming across our countenance. There are huge and endless oceans of comfort and healing and energy and ecstatic and uplifting power available. All we have to do is tune into it. Tune in. Get that tuner and tune that frequency. Tune that frequency over to ecstasy, over to the spirit of ecstasy, over to the spirit of uplifting power, over to the spirit of the oceans of comfort. Tune it over there, and you'll begin to receive all of this too. The ability to see then and relax fully on these realities becomes tremendously energizing and empowering, and it begins to vamp up your creative mind, begins to vamp up your intelligence. It even increases your intelligence. It increases your reading speed. It increases your receptive speed. It increases your attention span. It increases your memory, and it increases even your physical attunement and your physical prowess and ability, which we all need and want. It enables you to flow more love and joy. And sicknesses and diseases then can be instantly and completely healed through this awareness. What more do we need to know? I mean, if we can have all abundance in our life, all the prosperity and the happiness and joy, and also go about completely healing all diseases and sicknesses, what more would I need to tell you for you to want to get into this spirit of ecstasy? You ought to be addicted to the spirit of ecstasy by now, and you ought to be listening to all of my videos so that you can get into this spirit and have all of this. But to know the full truth and then relax completely on it's going to set you free. Even the scripture says you shall know the truth and the truth shall set you free. The key is in that word know. It's knowing the truth, not just the fact that you read over the truth or that the truth is there, but that you know what that truth is, and not that you just believe it, but that you know it for yourself. Like when I say that you can be prosperous in abundance and totally healthy, then you don't just say, well, yeah, I believe that's possible, or I believe I can, but you begin to receive it and let it saturate you and so imbue you that then you know it for yourself because you see it happening, and so you know the truth then, and then that truth begins to set you free and heal you because you know it for yourself. We have to know it. There's I always state that. People will say, well, why is it that if all this is true that it doesn't go, and I read over it or I listen to it, that it doesn't do what I would like for it to do? It's because you have to know it. After you go through all the rest of the program, then you have to come down to the part where, do I know it or do I not know it? I mean, I have to be absolutely persuaded of it. I have to be totally imbued with it. I have to be totally, completely saturated with it until I know it beyond a shadow of a doubt. Persuasion and persuadedness is the operative word. Am I fully persuaded? Do I have that absolute persuadedness? Be absolutely persuaded of what you are becoming aware of, and now know. Let it flow from you. Let it flow from you in power and energy and authority. Then let it totally imbue you with strength and saturate you with energy. Full awareness of just one of these truths, is more powerful than all the speeches in the world. Just, a full awareness and full persuadedness of even one of these truths I'm giving you is more powerful than all the speeches in the world combined to uplift and energize and heal the world and balance the planet. Super awareness and super awareness and super persuadedness is the key to all things. You get this super ability through quiet reflection, getting into the quiet meditative mode, raising your consciousness, and then meditating daily upon what you have learned from doing these things. This is mountain moving awareness. And we can get that mountain moving awareness. He that believeth shall say unto this mountain, be thou removed and cast into the sea, and it shall be done. And so, we know that that's true. But we have to become persuaded of it to the point that it saturates us and imbues us. We have to become imbued, totally imbued with the fact that God, our infinite source, which is, we are connected to that right here, and all through us and through every atom of our body. We are connected with that infinite source, and we have to begin to let that saturate us to the point that we are able to know it and flow it. Saturate us to the point where we are able to know it and flow it, that we are able to absolutely know that God, our source, our infinite mind, is totally omnipresent, omnipotent, omnipresent, totally all-powerful and all-present, and therefore all good and all love, all unconditional acceptance, all unconditional unlimited power, all conditional, unlimited abundance, all unconditional gifts of every kind of wonderful health and healing are all omnipresent, omnipotent, and omniscient. When we raise awareness and begin to rejoice solidly, much more than what we are expecting and rejoicing about will be manifested. We could not even write down enough good and enough great substance to equal a drop in the ocean of what is actually there and awaits us right now. The operative combination. I speak sometimes about combinations. That's getting these affirmations that will actually work. Getting down an affirmation that if you go over it every day, it'll materialize. It will manifest what you want it to manifest. It will demonstrate what you want to manifest. That's a combination that you can get and that will work. And so the operative combination is to know absolutely and unequivocally that 100% of all good and great and abundant substance is here with you now and right now, and to rejoice in ultimate stillness and know about this power and energy, and know that this power and energy and health is absolute and all present. Be still and know it is there now, all of it. We have all energy and are one with all energy, and therefore we have all creative and mental power. We are one with all divinity, and one with all divinity, and one with every creative thought, and with the infinite source of all energy. We are now one with that. We now have that flowing in us. Therefore, we now have all greatness, power, ability, and complete and abundant substance and prosperity right now. Therefore, the combination is to never forget this ultimate truth. And I'll have to continue this discussion on the next video.